Hello, welcome to the Bite Size Manga Podcast. This week I'm joined by Hut, the Stomach Soldier.
Yo.
Rhea, the Master of Comedy.
Yeah, I'm so funny, man.
And as always, I'm your host, Ben. This week we're here for Dragon Ball chapters 151 to 160. But before I get into that, this is recorded the week that Akira Toriyama passed away. So being a Dragon Ball podcast and but going through this, I think it's time to talk about a little bit how we've been feeling throughout the week, how it's been how it's been for us to go, like, obviously we're gonna go. I think Hut's mostly gonna go into his experience with Dragon Ball Z series in general, because he's the biggest Dragon Ball fan here. So with that, Hut, take it away.
Yeah, so I found out on Friday when I woke up, I just checked my phone. I saw Toriyama like trending I went on Twitter first. Then I saw that he had passed away, and I didn't believe it at first. So I went to, check out more sources and check around, and it, fully said he was gone. It was official, found the official paper, but it didn't really feel real for a while. I don't know. It felt like, it's gonna pass. It wasn't actually dead. Um, and it took me a while to, like, actually let it simmer and realize he was dead, because um Dragon Ball has been a huge, ginormous part of my life. Um, I remember being younger, watching it a lot. It was and still is my favorite series. Made me just made me work out, trying to strive to be better. Um, so seeing a person that made something that inspired me so much die, and um, realizing that he was actually dead really hurt, because you know it's kind of hard to um, actually um, face that realization. Just was difficult, but fine.
Makes
All right.
sense, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I like, next day, like, after you, I have like the most experience with Dragon Ball because I watched it when I was a kid. Um, and I mean, like, it. I haven't delved much into it or like been able to like really think about it much because I've just been so busy. But like sitting here thinking about it, one of my best friends that I met in high school, you know, I like we became friends because I recognized Goku on his Twitter or Instagram feed or whatever. And I remember telling him, like we were like walking to a class or something, like downstairs, and I said, "Hey, is that Goku?" And like his face lit up because there was finally somebody who knew. Like at that point, I hadn't watched it since I was a kid, so I didn't remember much about it. But I was at least somebody who knew what he was looking at, who kind of understood it, even if I didn't fully at the time. And like we had like a 2 hour block of like a class that was like uh I don't know, like it's like handicrafts was essentially like arts and crafts was the class kind of. Um and so like we that was just like a class where you got to like just talk a bunch as long as you still did some work. So we just spent the entire time talking about anime. At that point I was already like into anime and stuff, so I had stuff to talk about, not as much Dragon Ball, but like Dragon Ball was the thing that we like, allowed for that connection, and it was the first series that the first big series I watched, the first thing that actually got me into shonen as well. Like like if you're here from like one of my other channels, if you're then you know how much I love shonen, or if anybody else, like I love shonen, I talk about it constantly. And so that also wouldn't have happened without Dragon Ball, even without looking at obviously the shows that Dragon Ball inspired. Like not even looking at that, just like on a personal level, like I don't rate Dragon Ball as highly as I think some other people that like had it as an entryway do, but I still hold great respect for Akira Toriyama and what he's been able to accomplish. And without him, I would not have gotten into so many of the things that I love. And that stuff. I think it's also interesting that or weird how that feels, because obviously we're all very young. So I think I can pretty decisively say for all of us that this is the first time something like this has happened for us. Not somebody passing away, but an author with something like this where we get to witness the transition from going to, yeah, this author is active, is doing things, to they're not here anymore. And that was something that and I think so maybe you guys as well thought felt, because I remember picking up the book and or thinking about reading the chapters for this week, and was like, oh, this feels different now. It Because I think I always kind of just assumed that it was yeah, you take me for granted, and you just kind of assume that the Toriyama was gonna be here, is gonna still be working on Super, doing all this stuff. And then the next day you're thinking about oh, okay, this is his most seminal work, and that is definitive because he's not putting out anything else anymore. Not that he's retired; he's just gone. He doesn't have the ability to. That's that's what to think about.
Yeah, no, I get that as well. Like when I read the chapters on Friday, the day we got the news on March 8th, I believe it was. Yeah. I read the chapters. Like I got the news from Hot. He sent us in our group chat. He was like, "Hey guys, this I can't believe it. What happened?" And I woke up to it as well, and I was like, "Damn, that's it, I couldn't believe it basically." And I'm not the biggest Dragon Ball fan. Like this is the first time I've actually really interacted with Dragon Ball. I know the general senses, of course, just through the grapevine, but just the amount of things you can think about, like the amount of stuff he influenced, One Piece, look, the big three, everything that came after that, that would most likely not, even if it existed without it, it wouldn't be so big as it is now. Stuff like how we met. Me and Ben met through One Piece, and I met Hot way better after that. I knew a little bit about both of them before that, but without all of those interlining connections, we wouldn't have met as in a capacity as we are now. We wouldn't have this podcast. So, and when I read the chapters, I didn't read. I wasn't sad that he's gone. Of course, I was sad that he was gone. It was more in a way of oh, I'm happy that this still happened, and I'm happy we can, in a way, tribute his work back to him. Like we can read it and enjoy his work as a way to celebrate that he was here, and
We're
we can
3 points on the
continue.
emotional spectrum right
We
now.
are,
Three very different points.
we are, but I feel like that's a good mix, and so is Dragon Ball. I feel like this is a really I think it's a nice thing. I don't I think it's that he died. Of course, is very sad, but I do feel like it's a nice thing. We can continue his, in a way, his legacy by doing this podcast.
Yeah. And I think that's a good note to really transition in tone, probably. And just let's get to it. Let's honor Toriyama by talking about his most seminal work, and talking about it in the style that befits bite-sized manga. All right, we're here to talk about chapters 151 to 160, and guys, I cheated on you. I read the first half of 161. I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. I had to. I am sorry. I apologize.
I made a
Crucify me
severe
now.
lapse of judgment.
It's a very continuous lapse in my judgment.
I'm I'm surprised I wasn't the one to break first. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
actually out of all three of us that I did it first is crazy.
I
actually thought
opened
that
the
was
first
insane.
page, is like the cover page, like the red.
Yeah.
Like for me, that's like always like the red album volume cover. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, no, wrong chapter. I got it. Go back. Get it off my reading history. I'm like, nope, not reading that.
I was laying down on my couch reading the chapters, and I was like, man, it's a vibe. How much time do I have to the podcast? Hey guys, what if we just read 161? Crazy idea. And it was like, oh, that would defeat the point. Ryu, by the time you sent that message, I'd already read it. Whoops.
I was still reading the chapters at that point, so I was like,
Look, I did it to save you.
it was for my sake, yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
sacrifice.
got you, Chief. I got you. Whoops.
Oopsie doops.
Whoops. Okay, so let's actually talk about these chapters.
Yes. So we start off
my
by
criminal trial will start later.
it's for after
Yeah.
chapters.
Post show.
Anyway, so we got the ultimate water of the gods, as it is in my translation. It's probably called different in the official.
No, I think that's pretty correct. Hold on.
Okay.
Also, I just want to
Because
point out we're on the last volume of Dragon Ball. Look how fucking thick this bitch is.
Yeah.
Look how chunky that lad is. It's like twice as big as the half of the other ones.
That's crazy.
Literally, like this shit's insane.
But in the dub, it was called Ultra Divine Water. So, but
Similar vein.
I
mean, the anime-
gods or Wondrous Water of Heaven.
Ultimate water of the gods.
Yeah.
It's a little different, but same like
I already forgot
Thought.
what I said. You guys heard it. That's fine.
super water something. Blah, blah, I forgot as well.
if it helps,
the
I also
point.
forgot.
It don't help.
We're,
Suck.
we're literally just like 3 goldfish in the same.
We're like, hey, who the fuck are you guys?
3 fish in a bowl. New podcast.
Oh, that's
Are
actually
we talking about water? We afraid drinks. Anyway, so yeah, we say like we get the thing like 14 people risks all expert martial artists, and I'm assuming about as strong as Goku because he's saying it like you have a slim chance of
Like, I
surviving.
mean, Karin has it, so they must have at least passed the trial. That
Yeah, they
Karin
must have
had.
at least climbed the tower, right?
Yeah, but like maybe they were like same level as Goku, but Goku is like here in his potential, and the martial arts were like here in the top of their like potential, right?
Yeah.
Like it boosts your
It
potential.
makes sense, yeah. Because Goku's like.
Goku's still a
reached-
child, and they're all
Yeah.
expert martial artists, aka probably adults.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me do the stereotypical shonen thing and just point out how much that would suck to be the other guy. Just like, I trained my entire life. I climbed the tower. I passed the trial. And I'm here to take the fucking water test. Oh, 15 people have tried and only one of them has succeeded. So it must be a
Mhm.
fearsome warrior who's trained. He's 14. Okay.
Yeah.
He's 14.
He was a
Also-
child.
also, this
He
makes me
wasn't
like-
even.
This makes me
What up?
think. Was Roshi did Roshi pussy out? Did he not take the water? That's crazy. Crazy.
I mean, Roshi at the other exam, maybe he just like, I got this. See ya, and then just dipped. He didn't even think about it.
Can we talk about like the giant mother of Nimbus clouds? Because that looked sick as fuck.
yeah.
I would have loved Goku just right on that. Like, build a house on top of it.
That
Like,
would have
fuck
been
it.
so sick.
That would have been
Yeah.
cool as hell. Bro's
Right
got
into-
like a fucking sky island on this cloud. How
That's
sick
actually
You know
could
what
have
would
been?
be so
And
funny?
the funny thing
he's
is,
the only one.
He's the
who can
only
go
one.
on
Yeah.
it.
We were thinking the same thing. That's crazy.
Private property,
fish.
private property,
Yeah,
guys.
big fish.
Literally, private property. He's the only one that can actually get onto it.
Yeah.
No, and Chi-Chi, right?
Ichi
Chi-Chi
could
could as
too.
well, yeah.
And Oompa. Or Oopa.
Upa. I mean, could Upa or like did they just like kind of levitate on it? Because that's a thing they can do.
They hold Goku to like not fall off. I'm
That's how
pretty sure.
Krillin went on it too, and that motherfucker can't ride that shit.
No,
Yeah.
Upa could. Upa definitely could.
Yeah.
Well, what did he
Oh,
do? He
that
said,
one. Well, I was confusing Upa and Poir for some fucking.
Yeah, I
reason.
knew it. I knew
Yeah,
it.
I was
knew
for
it
a sec as
Tori
well. I was
confused
as
me.
well. Like, who the fuck?
My
And
bad.
when he said
my
holding
bad.
on, I was like, oh no, the Indian. Yeah,
Native American, native, whatever the fuck their country is, District 42.
and
I'm
native
surprised
native
Piccolo
Dragon
didn't
Ball
like-
Zian.
I'm half surprised Piccolo didn't turn this shit into the Hunger Games, man.
Yeah.
When they set the districts were numbered, I was like, holy shit, he predicted it? And I was like, oh no, it's just gonna kill him. That's fine, okay.
Yeah.
No, it's basically
It's
the
not
purge.
fine, but like...
Basically, there's the purge, but it's not one day.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Also, in Jingle Bell Village or whatever it's called.
Jingle
um,
Village.
Yes,
Single,
that
yeah.
they were talking about how like nimbuses were rare in are rare now, right? And there were lots of them when they were growing up. Do you think Warren distributed the nimbuses? Like he was the one to distribute the nimbuses to then, you know, call them back since finding out humans have become impure.
Maybe?
I think so. I think it also just fits with the general narrative that a lot of like stories that are set in a more modernist setting, with any amount of like magic or anything, do where it's just like, oh, the modern world with all of its temptations and shit is impure. I just realized I am directly staring into my neighbor's dining room. They're having dinner right now. Okay, I'm just
They look
Also, if you
over and
didn't-
they
It's
see a
like
guy just like
perfect- it's
looking
like-
straight at him.
bro, it's perfectly. I within my ring light, it's perfectly in the middle.
Also, if you didn't notice, Ben has a new setup, which he hasn't
Yeah,
called attention
I
to.
moved. That's yeah.
Yeah, probably a good point
So-
to mention. I don't know where from he is, but somewhere he moved.
Yeah, so
Not on the screen, but
Oh,
I'm still
yeah.
in the same position on the screen, and Ryu still doesn't know where he is. But yeah, I moved. Hopefully this like kind of barren setting fills up a bit more as time goes on. I hope by
Bro
the
is
end of the
bro
podcast,
is-
it
has
doesn't
bec-
look like
we
I
can make
moved
like a
in.
compilation video and just like get off a frame for every episode.
Yeah.
And we'll just like slowly get a post every episode on the wall.
Poster per episode. Am I made of money? I gotta get frames for that shit.
Bro is cooked.
Oh, it's so good. Also, it is super echoey in here still, which is weird for me.
Makes
Get like
sense.
a carpet, but like a small one to like go
Mhm.
underneath your bed.
Oh shit, bro, bet.
Does he have a carpet? He's getting a carpet. Anyway, while he's getting a carpet, let's talk about I am about his name. Tien
Tien Han or Ten Shin
Shin.
Han.
He just learns to Mafuba.
Yeah.
I mean, he used quite a bit of power and he was sweating
Mhm.
profusely. Like a lot.
Yeah.
But he did it.
Yeah, I think it makes sense because he saw the Kamehameha once and was able to
We said
do
this
it.
before. We said that last episode as well. We predicted that he would probably learn it.
Yeah, and this time instead of doing it first try, it's actually practicing it.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
took a few
know-
tries.
Bitch,
I
you
don't-
thought I wouldn't.
God.
I got a carpet in my living room today. These are the leftovers. So you know what?
Nice.
Great idea, buddy. Just gotta-
Amazing. We can do that later though.
Yeah, so let's not do home
it's not-
renovations right now.
Oh, this is so much small. Oh my god, this is so much less than I need. Okay. You know what? That's just there now.
Okay, cool.
You can see it in the corner. It's
Yeah.
just like, you know what? It was good for the bit. We're gonna move on now.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Also,
right, training,
Tenshin
training
Han
is
learning
cool.
the Mafuba.
And then he has a crackpot that he didn't pick
Yeah,
up on.
I like.
Yeah.
So anime did a lot of this part, like this section, a lot better than in the manga. So I feel like I still need to call attention to because, for example, when instead of Korin bringing the Ultra Divine Water to Goku, Goku had to do a trial. He went into another like pocket dimension or something. With the pot.
That's a crazy fucking port. It's like, oh yeah, you know what? We don't know how to get Goku the water, ignoring the fact that it's in the manga. How about we open a pocket dimension?
Yeah,
You can't just
Well,
do that, I guess.
he has like pots underneath the place they're at, where he can open the pot.
Holy shit! I think I remembered it.
Yeah, he opens the pot and then takes Goku and Yajirobe in there, and they have, or Goku specifically does a lot of trials before he can get to the Ultra Divine Water, where the like dark
Bro,
entity
you are
is.
unlocking memories I didn't know I had. Holy shit! What
W.
the fuck?
I remember this
remember
so
this.
clearly because this was so
Oh my
cool.
God.
Just flashes
This
into your
was so
forehead.
weird. This
Yeah.
was so weird.
I mean,
I remember looking
that'd
at
be an
it being
acid
like,
trip
oh.
for any child.
Yeah.
Just seeing like people get sucked into a pot and then
I
like
watched this
have
shit when I was like 10. This shit was wild.
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe younger. I don't remember.
But also, I want to just talk about this. Goku drinking the Ultra Divine Water here reminds me so much of Yu Yu Hakusho when Urameshi is training under Genkai.
Yeah.
And
Oh, right. Yeah.
yeah, and then Genkai and Urameshi go into the cave, and Urameshi has to take in all that like spirit energy for because before he submerges to become stronger, right? But that was very cool.
Having
Yeah.
not watched Yu Yu Hakusho, this is the weirdest shit to hear. Ah, yes. Cave, it's spirits dust.
Yeah, spirits.
Sniff the spirit dust.
Yeah.
You
Oh.
sniff it. It will
Oh.
make you strong.
Ooh. Also, can we talk about how after like Goku is finished like these 6 hours of pain, that the monkey axolotl monkey, axle monkey.
Where Axolotl Monkey?
That was not what we. No, nobody will be able to replicate this. Like we can't. I don't know what. I don't remember who said it either. But like somebody that
Was it me?
I think it was me.
Well, like that we ain't getting that shit. I don't
Anyways,
know why
the
you
monkey,
trying.
the monkey just popped out, and when Goku was finished, and Goku like felt
Monkey.
all this energy. So I feel like the monkey being his full potential, pretty cool. Pretty cool, bringing attention to that as well as when he like. I'll get to that later actually.
I mean, the monkey might be like, as in like that is like
Look, it's
his.
monkey time.
I mean, I'm gonna like, is it still a spoiler for Hunter x Hunter? I mean, assuming, yeah. I mean, I guess it is. I mean, it's been out for a while, but if you haven't watched Hunter x Hunter,
Like just do it. Like somebody spoiled me for Assassin's Creed 3 at some point, and I got real mad.
fair
It
enough.
was like 2 years
Like,
ago. Like I didn't
I-
like look that game came out forever ago. I'm still mad
And
about
you
it.
didn't even play it before like 2 months ago. Crazy.
3?
3? Yeah, you were playing all the games.
I played
So,
3,
guys,
like,
we're getting off
fucking
topic.
2 years ago. Or
Okay.
like
Anyway,
I was like just
spoilers
about
for
to
Hunter
get
x
to
Hunter.
that game,
Don't. Anyway, it's like adult Gon. Like Gon making a
Oh,
he
the
made
guy, yeah.
he made a non restriction to like get all of his future.
Did we ever
madness
see
at
the
one
end
point.
of his hair?
No, no.
We haven't
Endless.
technically. Besides the point, it's like that. I think, but not the full extent of the power that the monkey has. I think it's a fraction of the power of the full monkey. That's what like.
I mean, look,
What
the
into-
wording, and like I know not to trust Dragon Ball words because they're about as
can't read.
useful as the Dragon Ball fans who read them. Because like it says like any and all hidden potential. So that's all of it. This is Goku's peak, guys. We have 400 more chapters.
And then there's super.
Yeah, this is peak, guys. This is as strong as he gets.
Yeah.
Or is it?
He can't get any stronger than this, man. I don't know what you're
Oh
talking
look,
about.
I was just like I read that shit and I was like, oh, you wrote yourself into a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's the same with Gon, right? For Hunter, and it's like, yep, this is.
Yeah, but like
Is
he's
it-
okay. Again, spoilers for Hunter, but like he's working on like getting him back or like just trying to do anything. Like he's
Getting
still
them.
dealing with the consequences.
Yeah,
It's not like let's be honest. It's not like Goku's actually going to plateau here.
I was gonna bring up Bleach as a reference. You know.
I know what you're going for, and I mean that could honestly still have been true.
Yeah.
With what he did with it, I feel like look, it like if that version did endgame shit, I feel like it might maybe.
I agree to
Avengers
You know,
Assemble?
with the abilities in play at endgame stuff, I get why you say, oh, he will, but strength wise, I feel like it's up there. I feel like it works. I feel like it works strength wise.
Anyways, so
He realized he couldn't win this one and moved
Also,
no,
I don't know if
can.
it's better
I
than
just
yours.
We're talking about Dragon Ball right now. We can discuss
We're
this.
talking about very
So-
cryptically, Bleach.
So after Goku wakes up, Cat Guy says his power. I feel all of Son Goku's power. At least in my translation. Which would imply this is indeed his peak.
I'm getting the receipts. Hold on.
Still chapter
You guys
151.
keep talking. I'm working on it. Doing research.
Yeah, but you can also interpret it as he can
All of us
feel,
powerful now. Yeah.
yes, from it both, his giant monkey form, that power as well.
Would that monkey form still been like child version? Like imagine like old Goku like going into that being even bigger.
He said
they could-
hidden power in the official.
That makes more
Mm.
sense.
Do you think the monkey is his hidden power? Like,
Probably.
Is this where the internal demon trope started from?
It was Goku all along. It was me, Goku.
Yeah, Goku's the originator, as always.
I mean, like in anime specifically. I'm not saying that all, because like, look, that's a common trope. I just feel like maybe in anime, somebody just looked at this and went, "Demon
The
time."
demon.
Demon.
Also, like, like going forward a little bit to where like Tien like realizes he has the crackpot moron, and just goes like, all right, you know what? My pride as a martial artist, I still have to fight him.
Yeah.
Pride. I feel like pride's gotta cause a lot. Pride seems to be causing a lot of deaths or problems. Like you're making just leave and come back with another pot. You'll be just as cocky
Exactly.
then.
Exactly, and be like, okay,
Yeah, don't
Piccolo,
die now.
count
You
to
can
like
still have
10,
a
and I'll
fight.
be back.
Yeah, like what?
But
it's
at
just
that
like,
time,
you
but
know,
at that time, he had already like appeared, right? And King Piccolo was there, and King Piccolo is stronger than him, so he could probably catch up.
Piccolo
later
wouldn't
or
have let
whatever.
him escape, probably either.
Yeah, but like you watch two people die in front of you, and you don't want to make a fucking grocery run real quick. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
What's this One Punch
I
Man?
liked it in the I liked it in the anime better, where he actually didn't have the crackpot and he used the Mafuba, but Drum went in front of Piccolo, took the attack, and Drum was healed, but Piccolo destroyed the pot and let Drum out.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
That works better.
Yeah, I liked
But then, so then Drum didn't get like one tap by Goku in
No,
the
he
anime.
did because
No, he destroyed the pod.
he
to,
destroyed the
let him
pod
out again.
after
So
Drum was
same
sealed.
events transpired.
Oh, in that sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, can we talk about how Goku's kick, spewing out his head, like,
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
yeah, like that was crazy. His head was like it popped.
Also, I just want to say, like, when they start fighting, this is the beginning of the "I'm not at full power yet" trend. I just wanted to
Both of
mark
them,
that.
were like, "I'm not serious yet. You're not serious
Yeah,
yet."
I just wanted to note that because let's be. Ooh.
I'm gonna be honest. Goku should have just finished him. Like, I get it, understand. You want to fight people, but like, come on, dude, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do love that.
But but I guess he's still a kid and he's like still naive. I guess, sure.
There's just one punch
Now,
that Goku
okay, we'll
pulls.
let him get away with it now.
Yeah,
He's still a
nah.
child.
Now.
I think he might mature soon. Who knows?
One scene I liked. It's in chapter 156. Goku goes to punch Piccolo, but he charges up. Like he has his fist like all the way over back, and he just does a dash super fast. And Tien is watching. Tian, what's his name?
Yeah.
Tien, I had it correct. Okay. And he punches, and then Tien literally says, "I didn't have time to see anything."
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
that's how quick Goku punched him. Like to the point that even Tien couldn't see him with his third eye, even, which was able to see everything beforehand.
With the framing of that panel, man was in the shadow realm.
Yeah,
He was.
So I think like Piccolo might be like physically stronger, but I think Goku's like faster here.
Yes. I mean,
Seems to be
physically,
that
like
way.
Goku got beat up pretty bad so far, right?
Yeah, which also makes sense as to why Goku gets in more hits than Piccolo as well, but Goku takes more damage.
I mean, yeah, Piccolo is more like quality over quantity, and Gojo's the opposite.
You said
Gojo? Goku. My
He's
brain
everywhere. The lobotomy. It's getting to him.
I mean, you see the video. Okay, I'm getting off topic.
I'm actually liking Goku now as well. That's
yeah. Goku is like,
because the thing is Goku is like cartoonishly good, which
everything.
means that he needs an equal level of cartoonish villainy or evil to like make him like compelling.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I feel like we haven't quite had that. Like
Piccolo's the first.
Tien was like kind of getting there, but like he wasn't quite there because like he had the whole like change of agency
Yeah,
like
he had like an internal struggle still. It
yeah.
wasn't like completely evil.
So yeah, so like that, and then like I feel like there's enough other characters where they're like it's not necessarily that they're evil, even though they are. It's more that like the issue with them is just like their pride or whatever, or like them
Yeah.
just like, oh, I'm just like they're not evil. They're just like, oh, I'm better than you.
Yeah, I
So
feel like you
like
can
Tao
make
Pai Pai is an example of that.
yeah, you can make an argument
Just
for
arrogance.
none
Just
of the
Yeah,
antagonists so far being evil, except for Piccolo. Piccolo is actually evil.
yeah,
which
which
I
is
feel
why
like we
he's a
needed.
good fucking villain, and why Goku is super cool to watch right now because we actually have somebody who matches up with Goku, not just physically, but like spiritually feels weird to say. Feels weird to say, but kind of because like
I would
the
say
same.
in
We have
feel.
somebody who can match Goku's goodness with the same amount of evil.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like the epitome of good versus the epitome of bad. Like that's I
Yeah,
think now how we are looking at it,
which
which
also
I think
like
is a good thing. This is what
works
we needed.
well. Because like
Exactly, we
Goku
needed this.
or like not Goku, Piccolo goes on about like how he hates justice, how he hates all these things, how he hates law, how he hates peace and shit like that, and just like yeah,
Yeah,
I mean like I wouldn't
just
call Goku like an arbiter of all that, but like
he literally was like, I
he's
can.
literally framed by the story to be morally good because of the Nimbus Cloud.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Would there ever be like an opposite of Nimbus cloud, just like a darkness cloud, and just like only if you're like evil,
I
truly
have
evil, you can fly it?
I have a
I
point of
want I
I have a
honestly
point of
that.
that.
Yeah, what's
And
up?
Oh boy.
actually, back in Tao Pai Pai versus Goku, when
The
Goku
concrete pillar was that? Only
when
evil people can ride the pillar?
when Goku said, "Oh, I trained over there,"
The pillar
and
of evil.
Tao Pai Pai looked back at the tower. He ran up the tower, talked to Korin. Korin gave him some regular old water. And it was like, okay. Tao was like, okay, I'll go now, so I won't have to kill you. And it was like, then Korin was like, no, wait here. And he gave Tao Pai Pai a black cloud that Tao Pai Pai could ride. And he said,
Why you give him that shit?
I don't remember Korin saying anything about the properties of the cloud, but it's implied that only evil people can
Why
ride
would
it.
he give him that?
No,
Why would you even allow him to give the
listen,
mobility?
listen.
What the fuck?
He gave him that, and then Tao Pai Pai went down, started going downwards, and then Korin just tapped his staff or something, made the cloud transparent, and made Tao Pai fall down the tower.
I
So
I
like
guess.
I actually would have liked it if like this is obviously not what the story's going for, but I feel like it would have been cool if Karin was just like had more of like an ambiguous morality where he would do
Well,
shit like
yeah,
that, and then
like a
just
gray
like,
area.
well, you passed the trial,
Nope.
so like it's fine. So like you just get it, like, oh, you can't write that. Here's an evil one. Like he gives the good and evil in equal measures. I feel like that would have been cool.
Like he should have been in a moral gray area where he isn't like
Yeah, but
good
that's not
nor
the kind of
bad.
story Dragon Ball is.
No, it's
So, like,
not.
yeah.
It's just good guys beating bad guys. Go fight bad guys. You win.
And then punch.
Yes.
Gotta get the punch. Also, just the Kamehameha whip. We're like we want to like that shit happened. That's
Insane
like
control.
I guess he can do that.
I mean, his potential is peaked, so like he can do that now.
I feel like he just
Peaked.
he sort of copied what Roshi did in the tournament, just differently. Like there is how I'm sorry, Jackie Chan curved the Kamehameha towards Shen.
Yeah, but he didn't do it like over him and then
Yeah,
in the back
no,
of the
Goku
head.
just like, let me move it like this, and then
So that
Yeah, he was
panel,
doing that shit like a joystick, just like
like
he really was. And he
Goku
did
so
was
it.
that panel
playing.
of Piccolo is amazing. I love that Piccolo panel where he gets
Goku
hit.
was playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot before Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was a
Piccolo.
thing.
Oh my God, has Vex been talking to you about it?
Yeah, I talked. We were having dinner yesterday, and he was just like, "So I've been playing And I was like, ah, okay, and if cool. And like it was like, oh yeah, have you like seen Z at all or like know anything about Z? And I was like, motherfucker,
Hmm.
bitch,
Crazy.
do not cite the black magic to me, witch.
I was down when it was written.
So yeah. Can we talk like the latter half of the fight where first of all, also I just want to say I like the paneling here in this fight. It's so clear and it's so clean. Okay, you're
I
gonna
have
hate.
something to say about this.
All right, say it.
His
say it.
eyebrows turned evil. His eyebrows were like, what
Yeah, bro, you better hide
like,
them
I'm not
eyebrows.
happy about that. Nope, I don't agree.
Okay.
No, okay, see, this is the funny thing because y'all think I'm gonna be hating, but I'm not. I'm gonna be positive.
Crazy.
Kind of.
Yeah,
There
you go.
I don't know, like I'm not gonna necessarily be positive. I just have an analysis thing about this because I also noticed that the paneling was really good and like it was good at like drawing me in. And me being me, I had to think, okay, why is this working? So I tried to really pay attention to like what caught my eye and like what guided my eye and what like essentially made this work so well because I thought it would be interesting. I kind of trying to come at it from like a perspective of like what if I was a manga artist who was trying to emulate this because obviously we've see there's so many like successors to Dragon Ball and I don't think any of them like really like capture the same handling style. So I was like, okay, if I were to try and like copy this paneling style, what would I do, or what would I need to take from this? And obviously, disclaimer: I'm not an illustrator. I can't draw for shit. My stickmen, however, will blow you away, because I'll throw them at you. But beyond that, like I just like being not having any actual knowledge on this, just trying to analyze this at like not like kind of surface level area. What I noticed was just like the white of the impacts and would draw a lot of attention and then like Toriyama could use either the motion lines or the like connection of those impact white blobs, whether they be from beams or hits, to draw your eye to where the motion would be. And it also works that like the motion lines work kind of twofold in that, where they also appear like that the black lines kind of de-emphasize other things. Because for example, if we look at Goku, like he has a lot of white and bright on him, and like you want when you have that hit, you want to draw attention to that hit, so you want that to be kind of like the brightest thing in frame. So what helps is like that Goku takes a hit, for example, and then flies back, and so he has more of those blacks over him, of like the black motion lines, so that the hit is what you see, and then the motion lines draw your attention to where Goku is going. This is also like another thing that I think Toriyama is really well in, like talking about Goku and like his design. The coloring of the characters helps this a lot, and the attire works on this as well. Like obviously we have Goku wearing white and Piccolo wearing black, but it's important to note that they that like Piccolo wears black, but his arms are white in the manga, right? So
Yeah.
this helps for when Piccolo's fighting that he can hit, and that like then you can emphasize his arms as like the bright focal point of the impact panel, and then again like Goku can fly back and like he's more desaturated by using the motion lines, and that emphasizes the hit that Piccolo's doing. So your eye will first be drawn to essentially like Piccolo's arms, like say or like him where he actually is bright for once, and then go to Goku. So in that way, you could like Toriyama's drawing a lot of attention with just two very basic colors and like motion lines and like continuation of hits.
Mhm.
That's just what I was looking at. I'm sure there's some like fucking uh amateur manga or like professional cartoonist who's like, fuck you, you're wrong. But like that's what I noticed. That's what I thought was interesting. What do y'all think?
I think a great example of this. I agree. I think great example is when he does the two like finger shots, like the fucking pointy finger shots.
The
There's this
beams
one
help a
panel.
lot with this. Simplifying
Yes,
the shit so
exactly.
much.
there's this like he charges up like something like this, and then you cut to him behind the shoulder of the camera, and you see the arm like fully in front, and then it switches to him like at front again shooting a beam. You see Goku dodging that with motion lines going away from the beam, and then shoots the second, which is also in motion, and then you go to the next panel, which hits Goku. That is hits the staff out of the hand. But that's
Yeah.
I feel like the arms being brighter helps a lot. But like, okay, so that's where the action comes from. That's the beat, and then you have
it
the
really
energy.
draws your attention because like just like you're essentially like obviously you kind of start in the middle of the panel, but what draws your
Yeah,
attention is the brightest thing in the panel. So
Hmm.
that's
exactly.
something that's like
Makes it
used a lot. Like, did you guys also notice this whilst you were reading it? Or?
I didn't notice it, but now you mentioned it. Like, looking at like when he does the go to
Yeah,
hell, when he looks like it's the fucking giant beam, you
yeah.
immediately see the arm, especially like the like his bicep, like that's the
I'll
middle
be.
like bulge. You look
I
at
think it'll
that
be
immediately.
interesting to keep track of like how many times do we actually see a beam that isn't like bright? Because I think that's very telling. Because like I think all the beams are bright, and I
I think
think
so.
that's
Yeah,
essentially because of this reason. If we ever do see a black beam, I'll be very interested to see like how noticeable it is, right? Like what's the impact of that, from a visual perspective.
yeah. Green. Also, yeah, he makes the impacts very like big, so it's very clear to see. Because there are in a lot of manga that read feels the action feels a bit like cluttered, very close together, but he gives them a lot of space to breathe and makes it like clear with impact what does and doesn't work, right?
I'm confused about one thing though. There's like the explosions aren't like normal explosions. They're like more like
Yeah,
like gooby, like a more like a goop, if that makes sense. Like more like a slime.
yeah. Like
It's
they look like I think like the black lines to emphasize. To me like those black lines around like the explosions, they kind of work to highlight the strength almost because it felt
yeah,
less like a regular explosion and more like kind of if nuclear fallout was visible, right? Like
exactly.
it kind of felt like this is like a heavy atmosphere that is setting on, but like at the rate of an explosion.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't feel like it's like an explosion. It feels more like an actual like something that's growing out of it. Like it's an actual like how do I say this? You know, like you have those grenades that like don't like the foam grenades that make like a foam, like the make a ball foam or whatever. It feels
Hmm.
like that. It feels like something is growing from the impact. Like it
Yeah,
just
I get what you mean.
expands. It's like explosion does that as well, of course, but not as how an explosion. It's like explosion. Most of the stuff that gets expanded is dust and like debris. This doesn't feel like debris or dust. It feels like an actual substance, like something half fluid that just like exploding outwards. I don't know. The black lines around it don't help for me. I don't know.
Well,
Anyways, with
so,
that, do you guys have anything quick to mention still? Because we have reached time.
shoot, I just want to quickly mention Piccolo capitalizing on the evil aspect by one holding Tien hostage, and using him as a tool. Goku was actually willing to kill Tien to kill so he could kill Piccolo, but he
As long
which
as Dragon Balls were there,
yeah, as long as the Dragon Balls were there. Once he noticed that, it was like I can't do it.
I was like,
And
"Fuck, I'm
then
cooked."
yep, so I like that. Piccolo taking away his arms and or his arm and leg.
And
He
he
already
just
lost
Uh,
leg
like he
before.
just figured it out. He was like, "I got one. All I need, motherfucker." That was sick.
Yep, it was cool. And Tien saving Goku, that was great. Um,
Giant
using the
explosion.
last, yeah, using the last of his energy to save Goku, that was good. Good on you, Tien. And
Amazing move for
then,
real.
yep, and also the final clash. Goku just going towards Piccolo. Piccolo's like, I can block this. Let me block this.
Yeah.
So
I like how me noticing saying that his time made Hut just go down his checklist of points.
yep.
He's like,
Uh,
I want that.
Yep, and I also liked that we got to see like Goku going for the first time. We see the monkey in the background.
I
That
should
was
say
cool.
that, yeah, the monkey
Monkey
beam
fist,
behind that as well.
which is also like not the first time this has happened. Not for Goku, but for Yamcha with the Wolf Fang Fist. But that is the fire. That is it for this week. We'll see you guys next week for chapters 161. That I definitely haven't read yet. Lies. To 170. With that, we say goodbye to Hut,
Bye.
to Ryu,
Yamcha is a werewolf.
and I've been your host. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Laters.